Glockster, good morning.
Or taxi.
Better Light Media, America's leading source for
Portland days. We're in North Carolina right now. We're headed to Portland, Maine.
Exceptional.
If I'm drifting, we all out of control.
How's everybody?
John Castle, what's up this morning? Let's have a little message from Jim Brown this morning. How about it?
Keeping on famous, but okay. That's great.
Hope everybody's having a good morning, ready to start your day. Let's go.
Technology. Right.
I'll do that, Jones. Can't get paid if you don't get there, right?
It's okay to have. And here's the philosophy behind it. This century. One to learn the she's absolutely she would teach. Well, if you were
Toxic Chronicles with Jordan.
It's too bad. What you some what's now there's millions of some what we do our lives are big. Thanks.
Don't refer to nothing on the channel as anything that will impede the transportation or the lives of anybody in the chat or my job. Don't speak ill on me and or nobody else. I will delete your post. But block you from the channel.
This is the emotional part. The success. Past experience. There's this. Sure. So
Susan, who's chatting? What are you talking about? You never drove and talk on the phone? I'm pretty sure that's a damn lie. And you don't have to go on the drive. Matter of fact, you only gotta be there at all.
wow. That the person's it's each of us each gift is important as well.
A lot of people can contact selling 2 cents about there they don't not me. Just don't be there. Goodbye.
Self. It's one of the self-esteem. Feeling good about yourself. When miracle is for the here it is. Yep. Hey. What else? Rather things looks in fact, labels
May the Lord bless you as well. Judging by any comment, I see the good that the Lord already has. Well, it takes care of things. God's gonna take care of things and do good by folks.
but maybe one of the reasons I'm so this Let me. It's the artist picture of this imagination. So with that is and it here's how we teach it to our children.
I'm throwing 6-7. What's there to think about? I don't think there's any thought involved with 6-7. It's just,
See,
it's like saying, huh? You're not quite there, but you was trying to. You're there, but you ain't there. That's 6-7. It's like,
so
huh?
we did it.
I don't advise you to deal with any lot lizards ever. Forget tonight, any night. Leave them motherfuckers alone. They are not for consumption. Not for human consumption.
And if you now here's number 5. I make things in order to share with you. Learning to live well because of life is not a family. The ultimate is not a home. The ultimate is not learning to live and is a if you can speak to he got so inspired by that goal. This was a lot of learning. Um, Had a good question. You guys, you only good question. The best collect and good.
Oh, I just woke up. Yeah, y'all gotta cut that Mr. Crash rate out. You don't talk negative on my business. I drive for a living. We don't use those words. We don't use crash, accident, fender bender, mishap, pop tires. We don't do none of that. That shit costs money, time, and lives. Keep that crash shit out your mouth. Get off my chat.
Keep your
My last name's Cash. Get the money. Other than that, have a blessed day.
That's important. I did. Shoot. God bless.
Take a seat. Shut.
Can someone explain to me how I have 4 degrees and still can't get a job?
Does anyone know how I can go back 5 years in time and get a different college degree?
Congratulations, you are studying the most pointless university degree ever.
Okay, so today's going to be an interesting one. We're going to be talking about degrees and how many people are realizing the one they got is pretty useless. Whether it's because of the choice of degree they got while getting into 5 or 6 figures worth of debt, or the terrible job market they walked into after graduating. It seems like nobody can get a job right now, as those same jobs are being taken away by AI every single day. We have a lot to go over today, along with comments from you guys from previous videos. So if you want to be featured on a future video, leave in the comments down below. But let's start off with a pretty crazy one. Someone with 4 different degrees that still can't get a job.
Can someone explain to me how I have 4 degrees and still can't get a job? BA in communication, BA in Spanish, BFA in dance. Get ready for this one. Master's degree in freaking journalism. Mind you, I've gotten laid off not once, not twice, but 3 times in the span of 2 years. So if you're feeling behind, just know you're not alone. Basically, we're all.
We're just going to go straight over to the comment section with this one. You majored in hobbies with 165,000 likes. Communication, dance, Spanish, and journalism. You're qualified to report about the latest episode of Dancing with the Stars on Telemundo. Not much else. Almost 100,000 likes on that comment as well. Did you search top 10 useless degrees and pick what to study from there? You got degrees on high school electives. I'm sorry, but a dance degree, not the most employable degree. The creator response, not the most employable, but definitely the most iconic. Like, what am I supposed to say about that? The biggest difference between a BA degree and a large pizza can feed a family. Bro has 4 degrees in things people do in their free time, create a Spanish dancing news channel. I mean, this just went on and on. So this was basically the sentiment with everybody in the comment section.
Congratulations, you are studying the most pointless university degree ever. I mean, what are you going to do with that? I hope you don't think you're going to get a job, because I've got news for you. Be honest with me, did you just do it for the pressures? Did you just do it for the student loan? Tell me now.
And we head over to this comment section, not looking too good either. I'm studying journalism, so I got news for you. Marine biology, so far I haven't seen a single fish. I'm extremely disappointed. History, oh, I'm so cooked. Gender studies, political science. Art, started studying before the AI boom. Absolutely cooked. I'm doing criminology, foreign languages. There was about 4,000 more comments saying the exact same thing. And even with the first example, some of those degrees were kind of ridiculous. There's an increasing amount of people who don't use their degree no matter what they got. I asked you guys in the comments. Do you know someone with a degree they don't use? Me, I have a degree in theater and studio art. I'm a stay-at-home mom now. Yes, biblical studies from a private school. We're actually going to see that in a second. Yes, my buddy has a bio degree and he's a manager at a manufacturing company. Me, I graduated in sociology and psychology. Didn't do anything with the course. I have a brother with a marketing degree. I have a cousin with a degree in biology again and a minor in Chinese language. She's currently trying to become a hairstylist. Nearly everybody I know here in the UK, unless it's medicine. I work in a supermarket and there's a nurse who finds less pressure overstocking the shelves than dealing with pressure at the hospital. 90% of the people I know, me and a bunch of my class that graduated with graphic design degrees, AI is killing art. I mean, there are an unlimited amount of examples on social media, on TikTok, with people regretting the degrees that they got.
Anyone else spend 3 years on an advanced degree that you don't use? Here's mine. The good old Masters of Divinity.
Does anyone know how I can go back 5 years in time and get a different college degree? I'd really like to do that, please. Please, somebody tell me how to do that.
I graduated with a psych degree, and was no one going to tell me how difficult it is to get a job? You might be thinking, why did you get a psych degree? That beats me. I've been applying for months. I've been doing really random jobs just to get by. Delivering food, filing class actions on Sparrow, freelance work. I'm literally about to move home because
Just got another 14,000.
Okay.
And a couple hundred more.
What?
Oh, it's 16,270 plus 7.
Just hand me some commas and zeros.
Oh.
Throw them up.
Buy the Old Spice NFL collection.
Buy the Old Spice NFL collection.
No, like this. Old Spice NFL collection.
Old Spice NFL collection.
Old Spice NFL collection.
Old Spice NFL collection.
Okay.
Did you do any research before choosing your major? A bachelor's in psych has been pretty much useless for quite a while. Psych degrees have been a meme for like 2 decades now. You should have Googled it before you went with that degree. In my area, master's degrees in psych starts at around $59,000 a year. That's pretty rough when you're most likely talking about 6 figures worth of student debt. Well, we have a comment from you guys talking about an older example in a previous video. Imagine getting a soil biology PhD and then acting surprised when you have to move near farmland. That's exactly what we saw. Somebody spent a ton of money getting a PhD and then realizing that there were no jobs for her where she lived in mostly a city area. I think this went very well with another example up on screen that I found. The only paleontology program in 100 miles of me hasn't hired anybody new in 24 years. Literally, what am I going to do with my life now? Probably something I would have researched before I got this degree, and that's what people were talking about in the comment section. Paleontology is one of those things you were passionate enough to get a degree in it. Now you got to be passionate enough to devote your life to it. Sounds like you're moving. Have you tried applying at your local Walmart to work in their paleontology section? Oh man. Former paleontologist here. Part of the reason I left it is because it's incredibly restrictive for looking for jobs. If you're willing to move though, you could find something. My friend who got a master's in archaeology applied to PhD programs for paleontology and then realized there's sub-zero jobs. He's a defense attorney now, and most of the other comments were similar to this. I don't know anyone who has a specialized job with a specialized degree that didn't move across the country or to a different country for their job. For something like paleontology, you're going to have to apply everywhere and move for your job. And there was another comment I saw from you guys that went incredibly well with this. It's like getting an archaeology PhD, but you don't want to travel to historic sites. I really don't know what to tell you. If you don't want to move from where you originally grew up, maybe these degrees weren't the best idea. Another interesting screenshot here, when you find out that you got into your dream college, but the first thing on your dad's mind is how are you going to pay for this guy? 15,000 comments. So you could probably guess what a lot of people's reactions were because your dad lives in reality and is trying to make you live in it as well. I think it's reprehensible and extremely selfish to apply to colleges your parents can't afford. I don't know if this is more common than I thought, especially in today's climate where everything is much more expensive. I honestly didn't believe that any parents were paying for their kids' higher education unless they were extremely wealthy, genuinely. So just having this type of thought process is wild to me. Get a good grind, and when you're done, you could start thinking about how to pay for it. And we have another comment here. Follow your heart is responsible for a lot of very bad decisions. Talking about going to school, going to university, to follow your passion, to get a degree in that field, and then more often than not, there are either no jobs or not many well-paying jobs to pay off those student loans. I think this goes hand in hand with your dream college, your dream university. You want to go to this most likely big school that's very expensive, have the college experience, get new friends, party. I mean, just start racking up the debt as fast as possible. And once you're all said and done out into the real world, it is a rude awakening.
What is your major and expected salary?
My major is film. My expected salary is to the moon.
My major it's pretty basic. I want to be an optometrist, so I'm looking at like 100K to like 150K a year.
Computer science starting salary, let's hope like 80K minimum. Hopefully, I want higher, but like I gotta be realistic. I don't know.
My major is film. The jobs you can get are varied. You could be a freelancer. You can work for a company. It can go from 50 to maybe 200K a year.
Computer science. I have.
What would you be happy with?
A good life.
Yeah, that's fair.
Major business law, and then my expected salary. I don't know. When I looked up, it said 100,000 a year. That's what it says.
It kind of seems like a lot of these people don't know what the salary range is either. The goal that we've been hearing for years and years, I want to make $100,000 a year. Also, a couple of the guys who did the film degree stuff, I've already talked about it. I was kind of in the same realm. I wanted to do something in film before I eventually dropped out of community college, but it was primarily because I just enjoyed making YouTube videos. I didn't want to be a filmmaker or cinematographers in LA. But regardless, if you truly do have that kind of passion, you don't really need to go to school for it. You just need to do it. You need real world experience putting up all of your projects online for people to see. A lot of networking and grinding it out is involved as well. It's not really a linear path like this. You go from high school to university, get a film degree, and then right after that, you just start making, I guess, anywhere from $50,000 to $200,000 a year. That was one of the guys' projected salary. I mean, again, he's going to have a rude awakening in the real world. Those film guys aren't going to get anything over 60,000. Crazy, only the computer science kids were the realistic ones in this. Well, this video isn't super current, so CS degrees are very oversaturated right now, along with the AI problems. Funny, half of them are going to do nothing with their major. My major was film, and I regret it 1,000%. You don't need a degree for freelancing. That was the film guy as well. And there's even more on screen. Me and my $250,000 degree that can't seem to get me a full-time job, $250,000. Staring at my nursing degree 2 years knowing it isn't what I actually want and wasted years of my life. So she's not even done with it. 2 degrees, no internships, constant rejections, still a college job, nobody's hiring. I don't know what to do anymore. Unfortunately, this was the moment I knew I picked the wrong degree. I could have just made this video an hour long of just example after example like this. I have a criminal justice degree and I hate it. Everything low paying and awful. You're not the first one I've heard that hates it. One of my friends doesn't even say she has a degree. Why don't folks not research before picking a degree? Graduated with a BS in child development and then realized I don't like kids or working with them. You couldn't have realized that before you got into a whole bunch of debt. Here we have another screenshot, the worst college degrees for employment in 2025. Up at the top, anthropology. We have physics, we'll talk about in a second, computer engineering, commercial art and graphic design, fine arts, sociology, there's computer science, chemistry. Unfortunately, a lot of what's on this list is talked about in these videos. Here's another one, most regretted college majors at the top, journalism, 87%. You're getting really close to almost everybody regretting that degree. Sociology at 72, liberal arts again, communications, education, marketing, a medical degree at 58, political science 56, biology 52, and English language and literature at 52%. But we'll go back to a physics degree because a lot of people talk about going into STEM, and it's widely known that getting a degree in physics is very demanding, very difficult. So you would assume that the jobs that you would get after university would be very good, and it doesn't seem like that's the case.
We graduated with a physics degree. We got out. We thought the job search would be easy. We'd be able to find a job. I don't know, NASA, the local electric company, something that involves physics. But no, dude, they don't really want you at the bachelor's level.
There's a big misconception out there that if you major in anything STEM related, you're automatically going to have a great job and great career after you graduate. The unfortunate reality is that this is not true at all, and the difficulty of your major does not have a direct correlation with the job market and the quality of life after you graduate. I know people in my life that were STEM majors, they could not find a job after they graduated. The issue is that you, these 18-year-olds coming into college and told major in STEM, they pick a STEM major, and they don't realize that a lot of these majors require you to go to grad school to get a good paying job. Take biology, for example. Biology, you need to go to grad school to get a good paying job. It's not an undergraduate degree, but no one really tells you that in high school.
Now, this could be the case, however, it can be a double-edged sword. I think it goes very well with the next clip. POV, college graduate, hoping in this economy.
Yeah, maybe the job market is bad, but it's okay. I can just
Do a master's,
and then if it's still bad after I do my master's, I can just
do like a research trip to Brazil or something.
So I don't have to tell you how bad the job market is right now and how some people are avoiding it completely, just going to school for more and more degrees. Whether you rack up different kinds, like we saw with the first clip, or you go from bachelor's to a master's to a PhD.
Young adults will stay in college indefinitely, buying degrees to avoid entering the workforce and then facing potential failure because they're going to fail when they start a new job. And then colleges capitalize on this exact fear. They know that that's what they're afraid of. And so that's when they try to upsell them master's degree programs and graduate degree programs. They promote the idea that an endless pursuit of purchasing paper is noble or even preferable to work. They make it seem like it's more righteous, like it's a higher calling to just sit there and produce nothing except for your own debt, even if it means that you're accumulating directionless debt that has no function for your life. The loan system facilitates them doing this, and as long as they're continually taking out loans, exactly like you said, they'll continue to loan to them and they won't have to pay. So it's pretty slippery slope. People just realize all of a sudden they end up at the bottom and they're in so much student debt they don't know what to do about it.
And that's why there are a couple videos just talking about these student loan debt on this channel. Either they went to extremely expensive universities, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year, or they were just in school for so long, possibly trying to avoid the terrible job market, that they still got into $200,000, $300,000, even $500,000 worth of debt. It's really not surprising to me when I see a lot of these degrees having a negative ROI.
We need to talk about what a master's degree is worth today, especially in light of all the confusion around graduate programs and professional programs. So you can see the data behind me. And the orange is a negative ROI, which 40% of all master's degrees deliver a negative financial ROI. The light blue is 0 to 250, then you got 250 to 500, 500 to a million, and a million plus. But again, 40% of all master's degrees have a negative financial ROI for the person that took them out. Here's the crazy one, 60% of MBAs have a negative financial ROI for those that take them out. Now, MBAs are interesting though, because the top 10% of MBAs have a 1 million plus lifetime earnings, but 60% are negative. So when you go to a top school, you might get a top result, but a lot of MBAs are online, different programs. They don't bring the money.
obsessed with new mini brands, mini minis fill the fridge. Free stocking and ultimate style. It lights up and comes with exclusive mini minis. Fill the fridge your way
And that's why I think a lot of people's opinions have changed over the past few years very quickly, honestly. Many were told by their teachers and parents that you had to go to school, university, while the tuition prices kept rising and rising. Now people are stuck with the short end of the stick, and because of social media and everybody sharing their experiences, I've at least started to see a lot of people who are around that age, 17, 18, 19, trying to find different avenues and carve their own way in life. And in my opinion, I can't really blame them.
Less Americans than ever before think college is very important. Why? Because the math doesn't add up anymore. Tuition costs have skyrocketed while wages for graduates haven't kept pace. Students are walking out with 6 figures of debt for jobs that sometimes don't even require a degree. Meanwhile, people are seeing other paths, tech boot camps, trades, entrepreneurship, that can pay off faster but help the crushing loans. It's not that education doesn't matter, it's that the price tag on college in America is broken. When nearly half the country is already struggling with rent or mortgage payments, taking tens of thousands of student loans just doesn't feel worth it. So when people say college isn't very important anymore, they really mean it's not worth the cost.
And I really have to agree with that. Hopefully, with the younger generation starting to change their opinions on going to college, that could mean that tuition starts getting a little bit cheaper in the future. But on the other hand, I see university after university building bigger and bigger football stadiums, spending hundreds of millions or billions of dollars on these huge compounds, just upgrading everything, while simultaneously the tuition increases almost every year. So I don't know. But when you have college kids at the campus knowing that a whole bunch of these degrees are useless, you know it's bad.
What major is completely useless in 2025?
Business, probably art. I have no idea. I feel like all of them. I feel like college is kind of a scam.
Communication. What do you mean taking classes for communication? Everyone has communications.
I think foreign language.
Just use Duolingo, right?
Yeah, basically like anything with technology.
Computer science for sure. Why? Because AI? AI.
Yes, AI is coming for all of your jobs. Be ready to be poor, I guess.
Yeah, the computer science, they're done for. Yeah, they're done.
It's crazy to hear because 10 years ago, everybody was pushed to get a